Okay, Starseeds Tell All. Founders PATAAL, seeders, who are they? What are they? Where do they come from? So with me in the chat, I'm Liara, by the way. With me in the chat, I've got my ground crew. They can introduce themselves when I've finished speaking. So the picture you're seeing right now is an image I downloaded. I can't see the date on there. Is anyone that's 2006 I downloaded that from my soul stream, and this is a PATAAL. So what you're seeing in this is another complete universe, not our universe with all our galaxies in. This is another universe. When a universe, any universe with all its galaxies and all its universes, has every single planet and solar system within the galaxies and all their galaxies all above 5G, they become a completed universe. And when they become a completed universe and become as one, they, by the creator source of everything, they are given permission to use their DNA, their collective DNA from all those planets on the right, all those solar systems, all of them, to collectively open up a wormhole and seed into wherever, because only source knows where that DNA code and activation, or everything about that, all those collective races go through that wormhole. So on the left there, you're seeing a wormhole that's been opened by source. And as a collective consciousness, it's like, it shows like one being. It's a collection. It's like they call it a monad of a universe. Every single planet in that universe has ascended. They've all come together as one and put in their collective knowledge, open up the wormhole, and they send it through the wormhole. That is a founder. That's a founder race. And there's not just one founder race, there's untold founder races. We are going to talk tonight about the founder race that sent their DNA information and all their information into and created our universe. So, right, I'm done with that. So anybody else wants to jump in? I've got Paula, Chris and Tracy. You unmute yourself and you can give me a couple of minutes of what you're getting from this picture. And we're all starseeds and we're all knowing. So, okay, I'm going to shut up. One of you can jump in now.
Yeah, hi, I'm Chris. As Liara said, we, a collective of us, are here on the ground, and we are seeders, as Liara's described. And I myself have had messages of being in transportation as a seeder, and my current incarnation is here to open gateways. This is all quite recent information that's coming through to me as the frequencies of the planet increase, and so therefore all of our individual frequencies rise up. We connect back with the information that is enfolded within this higher frequencies that we're now connecting into as a planet. All of us, wherever we are potentially able to connect into these higher ones, and the information is there for us to all connect into. But this is why we're here, for this, to guide this through. So I'll just pass over to my colleagues.
Okay, Paula, anything to add?
Yes, just as Chris was talking, I wasn't able to really connect with it until Chris started talking, and just that simple ownership of, yeah, I remember being that and originating this universe. And I know that sounds like an incredibly grandiose thing to say, but a surprising number of people in my life actually have said that, and I've said it using other language before this concept started to sort of come out. And when I look at the right side of the screen with all the ascendedness, the collection of all of that, and then that consciousness looking down into this wormhole and this universe that we're inhabiting now as this 3D, I'm filled with such a profound love and a tenderness, just an incredible tenderness for this creation. This, I mean, it's hard to describe what it's like. It's like when you write a book or you make a piece of art and it's you, and you have such a profound love and appreciation and a sense of accomplishment, and just the knowing that you've put yourself completely into that. And I think we all are. I mean, if the cedars, if the PATAAL is what we came from, then we're all PATAAL. We're all of that substance. There's nothing else to be from, you know. So, but I just, gosh, I would just invite absolutely everybody viewing this. There's a reason you're watching this, obviously. Feel into that, feel into your origin, and look at the universe from the right side of the screen, and just own that for a minute and see how you feel about, man, talk about getting a 40,000 foot view of things.
I know. When my team, who the stream of consciousness that I'm talking to, if you look on the left side of the screen and follow up his arm right to his heart in between his shoulder blades, that's the stream I go to, and I get my information from that point there. But all of us in our awakening path at some point look for our origins, and we search, and once we get to the boundary of our universe, we go through and we end up somewhere along that being, into that being, and that is where I get my connection to. And every single, like you're right, every single being in our universe, every single planet, every single star has originated from this being on the right, this collective consciousness on the right. We're all that. So as you're awakening and you're connecting and you're finding your DNA and you're triggering that, and you're triggering your memories on Earth, and then you're triggering your memories on planets within that our universe, until you want to find your originator of your source, you end up at this being and this collective consciousness, but something created this being, so you can go for it's expansive. So anybody else want to go into that? But yeah, we are all that. Tracy, did you have anything to add? Hello?
I don't. I think you guys stated everything quite eloquently.
Right.
Are you able to hear me? Yes?
Yes, yeah. Sorry, everybody.
Okay.
I all I've got on is my picture, so I'm showing my screen, so I can't see the other speakers. So anyway, so this is what happens when a universe collection of beings and planets and stars all come together as collective consciousness, source creator of everything, gives them the option: do you want to seed another universe? They don't get the option or the choice of where it opens. It just opens and they seed it. And so my next picture is another download I got of a different sort of being, but this is from like a first person sort of, they've put all their DNA into an egg, and you can see on the right the wormhole is opening up, and they're putting that information packet of everything there is about them into that wormhole. Once it goes through, it closes, and the PATAAL who have seeded that particular egg into creation of a universe don't know exactly what that creation is going to look like. And if you all have listened to my interview, I retell the story of after that wormhole is opened on our side, what happened. So, and this is what the egg looks like when it ends up going in, before it turns into a universe. So I don't know if you can all see this. This is the egg packet as it's gone through into the universe. Source gives it life and all that information on the inside. I don't know if you can see, that's a little cosmic being inside there, growing itself, with all the codes on the outside, with all the information of the seed race, the founder race, exploding. And that's what the egg looks like. So you can I don't know if you can see very clearly, but there's a fetus inside that. So, and that's that one. That's the wormhole, what it looks like as it's going through the black void, and it's going, that's like a birth canal, and it's opens up a wire source, opens up as it's developing in that egg and growing. It gets to the point at the top there, and it almost, I don't know if you can see that, it looks like it's going to be given birth to. That we call, what people, scientists in this universe would call the Big Bang. When I downloaded this is when the egg opened up on this side of the void, it exploded, and everything that it had been developing while it was traveling down the wormhole exploded into life. It exploded itself. It, from one little whole fetus being, cosmic being, got through the other side of that wormhole, and the universe gave birth to life, and this is called the birth, the escape. So, and that's what it looked like as it's going through. So it's almost like a placenta and a womb. It's still, before it gets through the birth canal, this is, if you stepped outside and you were watching this being traveling through, that's what it looks like. So this is from one of my books. This is beings coming back through from the void, who in our universe and other universes that have been seeded, looking to find their home. They end up at the mother ark first before they get, it's a way station before they get on to the next bit. That is our universe. If you look at it, that's what it looks like. And in the center of that is the wormhole that we all ascended out of. Each dot on that is a galaxy. So, and that is just one tiny portion of our universe. I don't know if I can zoom in. Everything's a dot. But that should show you every single one of those galaxies has got three-dimensional planets, life within it. Every single one has got to come together as one whole and see itself as a whole before it can ascend. And that's what, it's not just ascension of Earth or the ascension of the Milky Way or our bit of the solar system, it's the ascension of the whole. So that's that. That is from my book again, which explains to children, because it's easily to explain. When you've got all your soul pieces on Earth together, you get given your soul piece, and you can use your own soul piece to travel back to your origins and open up a little tiny wormhole and go back to the creator, source, the founder I showed you at the beginning. We left clues. We've been incarnating, the PATAAL and the founders, the Altera have been incarnating on this planet because it's a cedar race for millions of years, and they've left clues. This is just one of them, all over in ancient drawings. This is an Andromedan. They have ascended their universe. So Andromeda is ascended and is hosting our ascension. Milky Way is the last one in our universe before the universe completes. And the last planet in our solar system, in our universe, is Earth. Once Earth completes her ascension, which means raising of a vibration frequency, the Milky Way is complete. We can ascend and join with the Andromeda. Then that completes the whole universe. And that is the only time a signal will then be sent back to our origin universe, and that's them. This is the old universe. The right there is the Milky Way, then it's the Andromeda, and then it's Pegasus. When we've all ascended, we merge together as one, and that's what it looks like, because our universe then merges with another universe and another universe. We all join together as one. And it opens up a wormhole and sends a trigger and a beep to our founder race and says, oh, they're ascending, go back. That doorway opens and they come and find the ones of us who are awake and talk to us. And that's a representation of the monad of the Milky Way ascension. She's holding in her right hand up, she's holding up the Earth, and she's holding the sun. And she's got Andromeda above her head, but that's the Milky Way, ready for her ascension. And that is the Mother Ark, and the Mother Ark is the female aspect of the totality of our universe, holding us all together, and she is the main PATAAL guardian of our universe. So, okay, I'll go through these quickly. These are guardians, and these are higher beings from Andromeda, other ascended galaxies that have come here now to assist us. They walk through open portals, and they, if you're awake and you're aware and you're doing your work and you've got your family DNA codes and you're doing your own work and you've gone home and you've come back, you've pinged, and they will come and visit you, and they'll go, okay, great. They are guardians of universes. They are PATAAL as well. I'll come back and ask questions. You can ask questions in. These are other guardians opening. This is within the inner earth. Open up a portal in the inner earth, because this guardian's within the inner earth, and this is Gaia's higher aspect in earth. This is a doorway that will open when the PATAAL will come back. It will be signaled by a giant golden orb coming into this universe, and everybody will hear it. That's signaled by the trumpets. There'll be a loud noise, and the guardians will step through. And that's another portal. Just showing all the portals are showing. I've got this picture behind me. This is the completion, representation of the completion of the universe that I got. So, and that is wormholes and stargates of our particular dimension. That's the 4th and 5th and 6th, 7th, 8th dimension portals. I got a star map, and that's another universe opening. That's what the universe looks like. Top one is our universe, the bottom one is where we came from. We're always connected. These are all the star seeds that go to the ship in evening and work, and they're all connecting to their particular universe where they come from, and we all work together, and we're all PATAAL. And that's the birth of the universe again. And this is this PATAAL on the edge of the wormhole that's open. I know for a fact that it's pinged already on their side. Their wormhole that they sent their information down is open, and they're all waiting. And there's lots of PATAAL collect. Each one of those circles on the top are a completed universe's monad looking down on us through that hole. And that's a representation of one. So, anybody want to go back to any picture and tell me what you want to talk about, and I'll flick through it.
Well, if I may just jump in here, as you're going through this, what is I'm being reminded of is an overwhelming feeling of being, sorry, I've forgotten the name of it now, you know, like caring for the birth of a child, almost. Yeah. Like a midwife, and that's very much the overwhelming feeling of being a midwife, of the birthing of the planet as it ascends into a higher you know, as it joins ultimately with the other galaxies. And so with the vibration going up, we've come back here to make sure that, you know, we're guiding this through. It's very much an overwhelming feeling that I have. Also, the other thing I'm aware of, and I'd like to just ask you about, is in terms of the codings, in terms of opening gateways, and with the vibrational codes that match in order for these gateways to open, is that part of, you know, this journey going, you know, through into a higher ascension? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit, and then I'll let Paula, because I know she was talking about it as well. Okay. She's on the same wavelength. When you've reached there's stages of awakening. There's planetary awakening, where you awaken to all the conspiracies, and you get to spiritual awakening. You activate your pineal gland. You work on your chakras, you work on your ancestors. You open your DNA. You activate your DNA. You can connect all your chakras back up. You open it all up, and then you work on your galactic DNA. And when you open that up, you open your galactic DNA. Then you get your starseed codes in. And they will then contact you, and you can contact them directly because you're family. Once you've done that and you start doing your job as a starseed and star mission, you basically, they know what you're good at. They know if you're good at grid work. They know you're a healer. Because it's in your contract. You've done this millions of times before on other planets, another dimension, within the solar system and other solar systems. And the best of the best incarnated here. Every civilization in this universe who've raised to 5 have dropped people off on this planet, knowing it's the last stopgap before the ascension. It's like we're the plug at the bottom. You know, we've got to pull that plug. So it's like everybody, like, send someone down. The best of the best have come down here. We've had to find each other over lifetimes and millions of years on this planet, and incarnate and learn to get along. And it's only now that all the star seeds have incarnated from all over everywhere, working together, because we have got such a mix of DNA, of starseed DNA in our blood. We're connected, we're all family, and that's when we all start to recognize we're as one. But the trick is, if you're a higher being, even in this galaxy, you can't go onto a 3rd dimensional planet and interfere. If you want to do that, you've got to incarnate and go through the school. So a lot of us have done it so many times, we can just jump down here and do it. It's like, okay, I've done this so many times, I know how to open the door now. And we know how to open the locks, but the lock is locked. It's purposely locked from the inside, so it can't be interfered with. We've had to unlock it from the inside. So Paula, you were talking about lock and keys yesterday. Do you want to add to any of that?
Yeah, there was just kind of a magical convergence of, it's like, I don't know, things I was seeing, things that were just coming out of my mouth. It was a big theme around the lock and the key. What occurs to me in this moment to talk about is the experience of forgetting. You know, like when you, like, say you create a computer game with all the characters and the players and so forth, just like you could create a book or whatever. The players, and this is a book idea I've had, and I've never followed through with it, but the idea of players in a game gradually, like, they go and talk to the Oracle, like in the Matrix, and we call it psychic ability, but they're just pinpricks through the consciousness of humanity, of the awareness of the oneness of all light. That's all it is. It's just an awareness of the oneness, the connectedness of everything. And so that computer program and those characters in the program gradually, like through this oracle and through their own intuition, become aware that they have a higher self, which is operating the avatar and is overseeing the whole thing and created it and has a reason to do it. But there's still this wanting it to unfold kind of itself, because that's the act of creation, is to create other little creators. And we're all, if we're all aspects of the divine, then we're all creative, and that's the most fulfilling thing we can do, is to create something, even as human beings in a 3D matrix. And the forgetting who we are is all part of the game. It's all part of the design. It's all part of the intention of all of it. So it's like remembering who you are, and that whole progress, that journey of remembering, it's just the journey that we're all on. And, you know, everybody's at different stages of it, but, you know, working with the forgetting, like, if I can just give a quick 3D example, what a lot of us are struggling through in the world and in communities, and having to rise up into a place of initiative and empowerment, and you know, speaking up and not just accepting what's going on, and really rediscovering our sovereignty. Every once in a while, my guides pull me out of it, and they go, you're sort of getting lost in your part, in the role, and we want you to just remember, get the 40,000 foot view, remember who you are, and just be a little more lighthearted about all this. And then I get back down in it, and I feel the flex and the strength, and that really good feeling of, like, when you've got the energy to work out, and you finally have the right tools or the right sport that you're working on, and you're like, oh, I get to really flex my muscles now and work on this and get good at this. And that's the feeling I have about humanity right now, is that we're getting to exercise a muscle that hasn't been exercised for a really, really long time. And it's sovereignty and initiative, and understanding ourselves as our own authorities and the authority over this planet, and that we can trust ourselves and things like that. So, yeah.
Yeah, it is all about trust, and trust yourself, and realize that you are the creator of your own reality. And I've said this so many times, you're the creator of your reality. What you believe, you become, and what you believe is what you manifest. And people think that the outside world affects them. It's not. The outside world is just playing on your previous thoughts and your previous beliefs about things. So I'm just going to find the right picture. There we go. That's a good one. So yeah, and it comes from our galactic heritage, our DNA, the PATAAL. You know, they're an ascended universe that put everything that they were about themselves in their DNA and their genetics, and they sent it into our universe, not knowing they'd see us again. Hope for the best, that we would develop into a race of beings that were intelligent to come and find them. And we found them. A lot of us have been there and found them, and been back along that stream and back to our origination. They've had to go through the same process. It is like a circle spiral thing. They've had to go through everything we're going through right now to get to the point where they could create with their genetic memories a universe. So it's just like it goes on and on and on, and it's just an amazing. And each time the creation explodes into a new void in the creation, something new appears. Everything is new. They don't know what's gonna develop and what's gonna evolve. And you know, look where we are. Look how far we've come from being a bit of DNA in an egg, being sent through a wormhole millions and billions of years ago. Look how far we've come without killing ourselves. Well, we have a few times over and over, but I think we've learned the lesson this time round.
I just wanted to hop in and say something about, there's one image you showed of a snapshot of the universe. It was very fractilian, of all of the galaxies and the dots.
Yeah.
That one. Yeah, that just, you know, it really brings my mind to the fractilian nature of the universe and how the code is copied, you know, across lines into each and every, I want to call it cell, but how we have all of those codes stretching all the way back to the very, very, very beginning. And they're all in us.
And when you go to the very beginning, it starts all over again.
Exactly. That's the most amazing part about it. I love that one.
It's like a kaleidoscope, because you go right through to any dot, and it's looks different, but it's not. It's the same, but just one turning of the kaleidoscope, and you get a whole new pattern of things. And that's what the universe is doing. Every time it sends a seed into a void from a completed universe, and a whole new pattern arrives, and it's got a whole new awareness of itself.
It's the great unfolding.
It is amazing. And this is just why was guided to do this video and get all you on here to give your own perspectives. So, because there is not just one person on this planet who's privileged enough to be the only person on the whole of Earth to be getting messages. If you're on this planet, if you're in this universe, you come from the same creational source, because there's only one creational universe that is allowed to have developed us. They've been called the PATAAL, the founders, the cedar race, and you know, we're them, because we've developed ourselves. We've come from their DNA. We've developed spiritually. We become them with our knowledge that when we go home and we become them. We're becoming them. Every single one of us. Not one of us singularly is special. As a whole, we're special. So, anybody else want to add anything before we end this? And anybody's got any questions, they can put them in the chat below.
Well, what Tracy just said with that fractalated, it's all fractals. Everything is, you know, a hologram. Everything is contained in every cell of your body. And we've got all the codes. And I once was sitting and meditating about 20 years ago. And I was kind of, having cosmic thoughts and wanting to understand the universe. And then suddenly it came out of me. And I was like, oh, there's a real reversal going on here. It's not out there. It is out there, but it's also in here. And I think one of the greatest wounds of humanity, can we call it a wound? Can we call it puzzle that we came here to, unlock and figure out? Whatever. It's the forgetting. It's the not knowing who we are. And it's in you. The PATAAL, the seed, the most magnificent, the source, Jesus, infinite love, infinite creativity, the codes of all the memories of every galaxy in this universe. It's all in you. All of it's in you. And what you're aware of at any given point is just part of your unfolding journey, and the purpose, and the time is a cross section of eternity. And we're turning one page at a time. And sometimes there's an impatience about being crammed into this density, because we know on some level that we're so much bigger and we're so much more than this. But the experience of turning one page at a time, when you can just kind of take a deep breath and go, oh, there's no hurry, there's no urgency. The all is contained even in this moment of impatience. It's all part of it. And yeah, I guess that's it for the moment.
So I've pulled a couple of cards from my little owl cards for inspiration from Shelley Batty's deck, and I tuned in to our founders, the PATAAL, even though we're PATAAL. And I'm just saying this right now, they're not back from their side yet. We are developing and ascending to become conscious, to be able to connect. And once we've ascended our planet, and we're the last one, like I said, then we once we've completed, that's the only time they can come back and speak, because we wouldn't understand them. But they've sent this message through this card from them directly. We are all things, as are you. You are no different from us, except you have physical form clothing you. This being so, why do you not realize you can draw on what is within you, and you will receive as much help and assistance as we were able to give you? If you have a mind, your mind properly directed can learn much. There is a popular misconception that if you receive communication from a source not of your earth plane, then it must be all right. Yet, if you feel this same information to be from yourself, then it should be doubted. The only question you should ask, does this information come from deep within, or does it come from my conscious rationalizing mind? Has it come intuitively, instinctively, or was it thought out and reasoned with and modified to suit present circumstances? You will know the difference. There is beauty all around you. You may touch it, smell it, and see it. First, you have to recognize it and find joy in the recognition. For this happens, there will be a transformation. Despairs, trials, and impossible situations will have light thrust upon them. A way forward will be seen by means of this light. But first, you need to recognize the beauty and delight in it. For in this manner, you are looking into the face of God. Here in your heart, you know what is right and what is wrong. The trick is, go with that first knowing and not be dissuaded by the reasoning that follows. When you fall into this habit of always acting on the first good impulse from your heart, it will become easier and easier, and you will cease to have conflict in your heart. So that goes with any information, our information, anybody else's information. Go with your heart and let it sit there. And if it feels good, go with it. If it doesn't, leave it and move on. Anyway, I'm going to leave it like that, and I'll probably do another one and Q&A, and maybe I'll try a live, but Paula's going to have to teach me. So any last words, anybody?
I just want to say thank you very much for all this beautiful information that's been shared on this. So thank you.
Paula?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Chris, for your wonderful spirit and all the spaciousness that you bring, and the love and the delight and the magic. And Annette, thank you for just the bringing forward this really gorgeous imagery and answering the call of this, you know, this, hey, let's put this out there. This feels right to do. And Tracy, for your sweetness and your heart and your insight. And yeah, this has just been really, really magical. And there's, you know, there's so much more to say, but I think it's a good idea to just kind of know that there's been a transmission and leave it there, and, you know, think about it, and then let's come back for a Q&A. That'd be great.
Yep. Tracy, any last words?
I just wanted to say I love you. And thank you for holding this space and sharing your artwork. It's absolutely amazing. It activates things within me. I can feel the energy coming off of it, and I can feel the energy coming off of all of you. So I love you all very much, and I love everybody watching this.
Yes, blessings. And that's why I was born an artist, to pull in because speaking the words sometimes is lost in translation. It's easier for me to put all the thoughts and feelings and everything that I know into the imagery that I've actually seen when I've done these travelings, you know, because, you know, everyone's got their own interpretation of everything, and you can get what you want from it. But with a little bit of explanation of what this is about, but most people with their own inner heart knowing have their own interpretation of my images. And, you know, go within, always go within, check with your heart on anything. So anyway, love you all, and I hopefully we'll do a Q&A soon. So if you've got any questions, message me on my Telegram, and I'll put a link in everybody's links below. Anyway, blessings.